This is an incredible scene that occurred in the wild. A wild horse, ignoring the danger, blocked the path of humans. When people learned the reason behind this, they couldn't believe their eyes. It turns out, just a while ago, a group of people went out for an adventure on horseback. Little did they know, in the distance, a wild horse was charging toward them at 80 miles per hour, full speed ahead. The people on horseback initially thought he would do something crazy. Little did they know, the wild horse simply walked to the middle of the road, blocking their path. At first, everyone thought he was attracted by the scent of a female horse, so they took turns persuading him. They tried to convince him that a poor country boy is not a match for a city girl. Wherever he came from, he should go back. Don't dream of being a toad eating swan's meat. However, the wild horse seemed to have no interest in the female horse. Instead, he stood there, seemingly clueless, refusing to leave. Perhaps feeling that humans didn't understand his intention, the wild horse performed a series of perplexing behaviors. He turned and ran a distance away, then quickly returned. He did this several times, watching the wild horse appear anxious. The leader of the group sensed that something was wrong. He had often heard the elderly in the village say that, when living creatures block your path, there must be a reason. He guessed that the wild horse might be in trouble and seeking help from humans. So, he prepared to follow him to find out the reason. Sure enough, when the wild horse saw humans following him, he sped up and ran ahead. When he saw that humans couldn't keep up, he even stopped and waited for them. In this way, the wild horse led the way, with everyone closely following behind. After more than 10 minutes of travel, the wild horse led them to a forest. Then, he gave the humans a meaningful look and dove into the dense woods. The people had no choice but to follow on foot. They could see that the surrounding underbrush was exceptionally difficult to traverse, but they didn't give up. They wanted to satisfy their curiosity and find out why the horse had led them there. Soon, the group passed through the dense forest and arrived at a stream. To their surprise, they discovered a wild horse stuck in a quagmire, unable to move. The people now understood why the wild horse had blocked their path. It was to get help for its companion. Everyone was moved by the bond between these wild horses. Even though they couldn't communicate in words, they demonstrated through actions that animals also have emotions. This wild horse didn't know how long it had been trapped in the mud, and the people didn't want to waste any time. They immediately began the rescue. First, the leader put a rope around it, attempting to pull it out, but he underestimated the suction of the mud. After several unsuccessful attempts, they were concerned that forcing it might harm the horse, so they temporarily changed their rescue strategy. The leader cleared the mud from around the horse, then used a wider rope to tie around the upper body of the horse. This would distribute the pulling force to avoid causing further harm. Then, several people pulled together, trying to free the horse from the quagmire. The wild horse seemed to understand that kind-hearted humans were rescuing it, and cooperated by moving its body to make the rescue easier. He continuously adjusted his position to help the humans. This made the rescue progress smoothly. The wild horse was gradually pulled out, but its limbs were still deep in the quagmire. The leader brought a wider rope and tied it around the horse's hindquarters. Then, A1 chanted and pulled together. After an hour of hard work, the group finally succeeded in rescuing the wild horse from the quagmire. But due to being trapped for so long, the wild horse was exhausted and could only lie still to recover. The kind-hearted people were worried about it getting cold, so they provided a blanket to keep it warm. If you've made it this far as a viewer, let's give a thumbs up to the kind rescuers and the compassionate wild horse. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, wishing good fortune to the good-hearted rescuers, wishing that all the kind-hearted people in the world may lead a safe and peaceful life.